Here is a truth most men never want to admit. When a woman has many options, your effort doesn't make you stand out. IT makes you disappear. While other men float your phone with attention, offers compliments, and constant availability, you start to wonder WHY nothing works, WHY she answers slot, WHY she stays distant, WHY she seems interested but never enough. The reason is simple. When she has options, she doesn't choose a man who pushes the hardest. She chooses a man whose presence she can predict, can define, and can fully understand. Machiavelli would say, power belongs to the one who controls the frame, not the one who begs for certainty. And that's the shift you're about to learn. This video reveals the hidden psychology that makes a woman with endless attention suddenly notice you, think about you, and focus on you. Not because you treat harder, but because you become the one mind she cannot ignore. It is the first step to make a woman with many options focus on you. You must break the illusion that she is the one deciding your value. When you try to convince her, win her approval, or prove that you're better than the man in her phone, you enter the psychological trap Machiavelli warned against. You hand her the control without realizing it. Because the moment you try to be chosen, her mind categorizes you as abundant, predictable, replaceable. A woman with options doesn't choose a man who positions himself below her. She chooses a man who makes her feel that he is the one deciding at each time. This is the inverted illusion of control. The less you try to influence her choice, the more influence you gain over it. Think of how her instincts work. When 17 men chase her brain treats their attention like a flowing serpelli. Emotionally cheap, effortless, unremarkable. But the man who doesn't try to win her instantly becomes the anomaly. He breaks the pattern. He disrupts the expectation. He introduces uncertainty. And uncertainty is what creates psychological gravity. Machiavelli would have advised you this. When you cannot dominate the battlefield, alter the battlefield itself. Instead of competing with your options, you shift the frame entirely. You stop presenting yourself as a participant. You become the evaluator. You let her filter your tone, timing, and present that you are deciding whether she fits into your word, not the other way around. This shift activates something ancient in family psychology, respect before affection, curiosity before desire, and pursuit before commitment. She doesn't chase a man who campaigns for her attention. She chases a man whose emotional independence forces her to question her assumptions about him. Because once she feels even a small loss of control, her mind begins to lean toward you, attach to you, and prioritizes you independent of how many options she has. This is how you create the opening for everything else in this video to work. When you stop trying to be chosen, that's exactly when she starts choosing. It is the second step. To make a woman with many options focus on you, you must activate the psychological mechanism that turns attention into emotional gravity. The variable reward cycle. Most men lose the moment they become predictable. Predictable attention, predictable responses, predictable availability. Her brain registers all of it as value abundance. It's water from the tap. Useful, always there, never exciting. But when your presence enters her life with RHYTHM instead of routine, contrast instead of constancy, intensity followed by silence, her mind responds with the same chemistry that makes humans addicted to stories, games, and unresolved questions. That chemistry is the permanent tied to uncertainty, the emotional engine behind obsession. And Machiavelli would have advised you this. Control is greatest when it is not constant. Because the human mind doesn't crave what it already has. It craves what it cannot fully secure. It is how it works in attraction. When she receives your attention at unpredictable intervals, not chaotic, but intentional, her brain can't map your pattern. So instead of categorizing your presence, it elevates your significance. A deep conversation that leaves her thinking for days followed by hours or a day of quiet distance creates a psychological loop she cannot hit. She replaces your words. She rewrites the moment in her mind. She wonders why the interaction felt different from the others. She checks her phone. She becomes mentally invested without realizing it. Meanwhile, the other men float her with constant availability. They erase all tension. De remove all mystery. De predestabilite neutralizes de emotional impact. UBUI contrast create contrast. And contrast is the foundation of heightened experience. A woman becomes drawn to a man not because he is always present, but because when he is present, the interaction hits deeper, feels rich, and stands out from the noise. Here is WHY's works neurological. The brain releases more dopamine in response to uncertainty than to consistency. It's the anticipation, not the reward, that creates attachment. It's the longing, not the fulfillment, that builds emotional connection. So, when she can predict your attention, she values IT more. When she does know when your message next, she checks her phone more often. When she feels a moment of connection and tense space, she leans forward internally. Variable reward doesn't mean disappearing randomly. IT means controlling the RHYTM instead of letting those dictate your actions. Presence with intention, absence with purpose. You give her something real, a spark, a moment, a conversation that hits harder than anything the other man of. And then you pull back just enough to let her psychological momentum build on its own. She begins to chase closure. She seeks emotional resolution. She wants your presence back, not because you withheld IT, but because your presence carries weight. This effect is subtle. It's invisible. And IT is incredibly powerful. Because in a world where every man offers constant connection, the man who offers meaningful connection, strategically spaced, becomes the one your mind cannot release. Variable reward isn't manipulation. It's an understanding of human nature. And when you set with intention, IT turns you from one more notation into the one presence your brain is wired to seek. It is the third move that forces a woman with multiple options to mentally choose you. You disappear after the moment where she feels the strongest connection. Most men do the opposite. They feel momentum, so they push harder. They take more. They reveal more. They try to build on the vibe. And in that moment, they kill psychological tension. Machiavelli would have warned you directly. Never give the full reward when he creates more power. Because the human mind is not bound with constant presence. IT bonds with contrast, especially after emotional highs. It is WHY's works. When a woman feels a surge of connection, a deep conversation, a short moment, a spark, a glance, a silence charged with meaning, her emotional system lights up. If you stay present after that peak, the feeling dissipates naturally. IT becomes just another pleasant moment, nothing more. But when you pull back right after the emotional high, you freeze the moment in her psychology. You turn a temporary feeling into a lasting memory. She goes home thinking, why did I feel that so strongly? Why did he pull back? Was the connection real? Does he feel it too? And your brain starts replaying the moment without your involvement. This is where the power lies. She does the emotional labor. Not because you asked her to, but because you created a cycle your mind wants to resolve. It is what strategic withdrawal actually looks like. After a great conversation, you went IT first. After a night where she opens up, you go quiet the next day. After she laughs harder than expected, you don't follow IT with constant messages. After she feels closeness, you give her space to feel the absence. This absence is not punishment. It's psychological anchoring. You're letting the moment breathe. You're letting the impulse land. You're letting your mind work for you. Most men ruin this because they can't sit with silence. They fear losing her. They fear she. Forget the moment. But it is the truth. People remember what is emotional and resolved, not what is comfortable and unpolited. Your withdrawal doesn't erase the connection. IT amplifies IT. Because she felt something strong, and now she can't easily react to the source of that feeling. That contrast creates longing. Longing creates investment. Investment creates the user. Suddenly, you're not one of your many options. You're the man whose presence shifts your emotional state. The only one who creates an experience that lingers. The only one who makes your mind loop back again and again. This is not manipulation. IT is emotional pacing. The same principle set in music, cinematography, storytelling, and leadership. Every powerful experience has a recent and a pause. The possess your meaning forms. Strategic role is a pose that makes you unforgettable. It is a forward hidden move that makes a woman with obtains quality priorities you. You give validity on early, but when you give it goes straight into your subconscious. Most men validity constantly. They praise your looks, her selfies, her outfits, her personality, trying to buy attraction with compliments. But constant validation is cheap, predictable. Love value. It's the emotional equivalent of background noise. Machiavelli would have advised you with brutal clarity. What is abundant losses in past? What is Kirskairement's devotion? Women with obtains are drowning in compliments. They hear the same recycled lines from every direction. So your validation must feel like a disruption, not a routine. It is a forward hidden sign a woman wants to give herself to you. She reacts strongly to the rare moments when you approval appears. And it is how you engineer that reaction. 1. You never validate on demand. When she passes a thirst trap, you stay silent. When she tries to fish for attention, you done better. When other men float for with praise, you remain unmoved. Your silence signals one thing. Your approval is not easily purchased and that instantly raises your value in her mind. 2. You validate the things no one else notices. Not her beauty, not her body, not her makeup. Everyone sees those. You validate the invisible, her discipline, her depth, her sharp observation, her calm confidence, her ambition, her way of thinking, her restraint, her humor when she's not trying to be funny. This tells her, I see you differently. And that activates a deeper emotional attachment. 3. You validate у них предстedly and then you pull back. This is where the psychological impulse hits the hardest. You say something like, most people talk to respond. You actually listen. That's rare. Or, you notice things others overlook. That says a lot about your mind. These aren't compliments. Here is recognition. And recognition is addictive. Then you withdraw. Not rudely, not abruptly, just swiftly. Your distance creates contrast. Your words echo in her mind. She replaces the atom. She wonders why they hit so deeply. This is variable reward. The same mechanism Krasinas used to create addiction. When approval is unpredictable, the brain releases far more dopamine than when it is constant. You become the slot machine she can't stop checking. 4. Your validation never tries to win her. It reflects your standards. Most men compliment to impress her. You compliment to express how you see the world. This flips the power dynamic completely. She's no longer evaluating whether she likes you. She's wondering whether she meets your criteria. 5. Your scarce validation creates psychological contrast. Because when everyone praises her beauty, your silence makes her wonder. When everyone praises her stories, your curiosity means more. When everyone rushes to impress her, your restraint feels like emotional control. Your words become valuable because you dance through them everywhere. And if she reacts strongly to one of your rare compliments, if she blushes, smiles differently, softens her tone, or replies your words later, that's how you know she wants to give herself to you. She just won't say it. Because your validation doesn't fit her ego. It reaches her identity. It makes her feel seen, not admitted. And women chase the men who see the atom, not the men who praise the atom. Your power isn't in how often you validate. It's in when you validate, what you validate, and what you do immediately after. This is how you stand out among 50 men.